Operation Market Garden was the largest airborne operation in military history. It was British General Bernard Montgomery's plan to capture a series of bridges in the Netherlands in order for the Allies to be able to invade Germany and quickly end the Second World War. After the success of the Normandy invasion, Allied troops were quickly able to liberate France from Nazi occupation. However, their fast success meant that Allied supply lines were stretched, and an oil shortage prevented the Allied troops from advancing as quickly as they could have. This gave time for the German army to retreat and regroup along the border between France and Germany, as well as in the Netherlands. Allied commanders did not want to invade Germany through the eastern border of France because they had heavily fortified the area with a series of forts called the Siegfried Line. The goal of Operation Market Garden was to drop airborne troops into the Netherlands and secure a series of bridges along the Rhine River so that Allied troops could march directly into Germany. Operation Market Garden was a two-part plan. Operation Market was the first phase of the plan, where British and American airborne troops would parachute into the Netherlands and secure the bridges at Arnhem, Veghel, Veldhoven, and Nijmegen. The second phase was Operation Garden, where British tanks would quickly secure the highways between the bridges in order for Allied troops to have a path to invade Germany. Operation Market Garden was a significant Allied failure. In order for Market Garden to succeed, the Allied paratroopers would have to quickly capture their targeted bridges, and the tanks would have to quickly arrive in order to aid the paratroopers. The beginning of the plan was successful because the paratrooper landings were a complete surprise to the Germans. They were able to quickly capture all of the bridges except for the Arnhem Bridge. The reason that they weren't able to capture the Arnhem Bridge is because two German tank divisions, the 9th and 10th SS Panzers, had been garrisoned at Arnhem. The lightly armed paratroopers were unable to defeat the German tanks, and they were eventually surrounded and captured. Brothers in Arms, Hell's Highway is set during Operation Market Garden. The goal of this video is to assess the degree of historical accuracy in the game. Hell's Highway follows the story of the 101st Airborne Division. During Operation Market Garden, the job of the 101st Airborne Division was to capture and defend the southern bridges near Eindhoven so that the British tanks would be able to reach Arnhem and support the British 1st Airborne Division. In the game, the player is able to experience a dramatization of the battles fought by the 101st Airborne. The game begins in England with the characters discussing the plan to parachute into the Netherlands. The game then recreates the movement of the 101st Airborne from their landing point to the village of Sun, to Eindhoven, and eventually they reach Veghel. The road from Veghel to Arnhem is what becomes known as Hell's Highway. All of the locations in the game are based on real-life places that the 101st fought through, and the creators of the game made sure to accurately recreate the Dutch countryside and cities. In this case, the game is very accurate to historical events. The first bridge in the scene in the game is the first bridge captured by the 101st Airborne, the bridge at Sun. Unfortunately, the Germans destroyed the bridge before the 101st Airborne were able to capture it, but the 101st Airborne was able to secure the crossing point. This is seen in the game.
Son of a bitch! Get across that river and take that 88 and secure the goddamn area! Parker, get Kevin Wilder on the line and tell him 30
Get
Corps ain't
across
getting across
that
shit
river!
without a Bailey Bridge.
Use the debris as cover!
Hell's Highway is a game intended for mature audiences. It does not shy away from showing graphic, violent scenes. It is also a unique video game because it takes time to acknowledge the civilian cost of the battles, as well as the mental trauma experienced by soldiers. Most video games set during war do not depict these realities at all. Therefore, Hell's Highway becomes more realistic because of its ability to engage with civilian losses and the mental trauma experienced by soldiers.
Where's Nicholas? Where's his dad? Haddock! Where?
He's dead, Baker.
Peter, you can hear me, Peter. You can hear me because you're gonna be all right.
Matt, we gotta go.
Peter, please. He's dead, Matt!
In the game, you play as Sergeant Matt Baker. Baker is a veteran of the Sicily and Normandy campaigns. He has the respect of the men under his command. However, as the story progresses, it becomes obvious that Baker is seriously affected by PTSD, and his mental health deteriorates as he sees comrades and civilians die around him. He is haunted by the memory of Kevin Leggett, the secret he was sworn to keep. Some of his soldiers suspect that Baker might be losing his mind, but they continue to follow his orders anyway due to his experience as a soldier. The game provides many examples of Matt Baker's failing mental health. For example, seemingly insignificant objects trigger traumatizing memories. Seeing a pair of glasses on a table reminds him of his old friend Kevin. Throughout the game, he sees dead comrades and talks with them. Sometimes his friends see him hallucinating and talking to himself.
You stand, knees buckling under the weight of your own guilt? You are history repeating itself.
I'm still alive. That's more than I can say for you.
Are you? There's not much to say about me, Matthew. I was weak and frail and was crushed by a secret you told me to keep.
I was protecting you.
Is this the same protection you offered Frankie? He trusted in you, Matthew. Much as the others did. But they aren't here either. Exactly how much is your protection worth?
Stop. Please.
This is not your stop. There's more road ahead.
The ending of Hell's Highway is extremely anticlimactic. After defeating the Germans at Covern, the characters are informed that they are too late. The British paratroopers that were meant to support at Arnhem were surrounded and have already surrendered. The ending of the game stays true to historical events. The 30 Corps that was being escorted by the 101st Airborne did not arrive in time to support the British 1st Airborne, and many British soldiers were forced to surrender.
September, 34,600 soldiers of the Allied forces set foot on Dutch soil to embark on Operation Market Garden and take the war across the Rhine into Germany. On September 27th, the combined assaults of the 506 and the 50 Deuce, which included the 101st Recon Squads, were able to drive the German forces from their stronghold in Covering. It was here that the men of the 101st learned that the British forces at Arnhem could no longer hold their defenses against the might of the German armor. It gave their all for reinforcements that would not arrive. As 30 Corps, ambushed, battered, wounded, and dying, would never reach their destination. Ultimately, the Allies were forced to abandon the goal of securing Arnhem, with the toll having reached over 17,000 Allied casualties in just 8 days. But their story was not over.
Overall, Hell's Highway is very historically accurate. The locations of the game were all places where the 101st Airborne passed through during Operation Market Garden. The uniforms and equipment used by the Americans and Germans is accurate to history, and the historical events that Hell's Highway depicts are all in order and accurate. After researching the events of Market Garden and comparing them to the story of Hell's Highway, I can confidently say that the game is very historically accurate. I think video games can be used to educate people on historical topics because of their ability to immerse the player into an interactive recreation of past events.